Hey, what's going on, YouTube? Today is December 10th, 2013. We are 15 days away from Christmas. And this is going to be a deck profile. And it's also just like an update video. Also, like kind of an apology. I haven't made a video in a very, very, very long time. And I know that. I'm very sorry. This is mostly just to my subscribers. Like I said, I know I haven't made a video in a really long time. I've gotten really busy with school. This semester I had a swim class that was tiring. I had sign language class. I had stats, a couple other classes, so just a heavy schedule. Didn't really have any time to make videos. I also, because I had to buy so many things for school, books, calculators, stuff like that, etc., I didn't have any money to buy anything like any new cards, so it really would have been kind of pointless for me to do any deck profiles or deck videos because my stuff wouldn't have changed that much. I was also busy with Pokemon X and Y. Got those. That was great. Yeah, anyway, but today I have a video for you guys. It's an update of my Blue Eyes White Dragon deck. I discovered Heretics. I had the Hieratic or Heretics, however you want to say it. Somebody will correct me. I'm sure people will correct me in the comments below. But I discovered Heretics. They're great. It works amazingly with this deck. And I wish I had another Sun Dragon or Overlord of Heliopolis, but I don't. I only have the one. I wish I had at least two, because if you do it right and you do it correctly, you can win in a turn with Sun Dragon and Five-Headed Dragon. But enough of me talking about it. I'm going to go ahead and show you guys the deck, and then I'll explain how it works. I haven't done this in forever, so hopefully this turns out okay. Alright, let's go ahead, put that down here. Got a nice desk in my room right now. First off, we have the Rescue Rabbit in this deck. We only have one now, just because of new ban list, which, by the way, we get a new ban list. I think they're posting it on Friday, but it doesn't come into effect till the 31st. Anyway, I think. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. Anyway, here's Rescue Rabbit. For those of you who don't know what it does, you can go ahead and normal summon this bad boy, then immediately banish it, and when you do, you get to special summon from your deck 2 level 4 or below normal monsters with the same name. For a long time, a lot of people use this with the dinosaurs, Sabersaurs, Kabazulas, to get out Logia and what's the other one? Dolka. Yeah, like I said, I've been out of the game forever now. I've kept up though. But anyway, so that's why we have Rescue Rabbit here, not for the dinosaurs, but for something else. I'll go ahead. I'll leave this to the side so I can explain it later. Next up, we have Blue Eyes Shining Dragon, one of my favorite cards, very old school. Blue Eyes Shining Dragon can only be special summoned by first tributing a Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon on your side of the field. It gains 300 attack for every Dragon-type monster in your graveyard. It also has the really nice effect to where it can't be targeted by opponent's card effects. This is for cards that target only like one creature, stuff like Soul Taker, Fissure, or Sakuretsu Armor, stuff like that. Dimensional Prison. This doesn't, however, work on cards that target multiple monsters, stuff like Mirror Force, Torrential Tribute, Dark Hole, and what have you. So it's a really good card against cards that only target one monster, but for everything else, not so great. But other than that, it's still a really cool card, really great, really powerful, and overall just really fun. That's mostly what this deck is for. Just for fun. So I'm going to go ahead and put that over there. Next up, we have Trihorn Dragon. Doesn't really play too big of a role in the deck, but I'll get to why it's in the deck later in the video. It's a glare. I don't love that. But anyway, so there's Trihorn Dragon. I'll put that to the side. Next, we have Flammable Guard. This is really just another target for cards of consonants. So, yeah. What was I going to say? I haven't gotten the new Blue Eyes structure deck. I really want to. I could make this deck so much better. But don't have it yet. So Next up, we have Red Ice Darkness Metal. You don't know what Red Ice Darkness Metal does. You can special summon it from your hand by banishing a Dragon-type monster on your field. Once per turn, you can go ahead and target a Dragon-type monster in your hand or graveyard and special summon it with Red Ice Darkness Metal's effect. Very good card, very broken, needed to be put at 1, and I don't suspect that that will ever change anytime soon. Next up, we are running an Honest. Honest is a light-type monster. It's very old, but still very much used to this day. Whenever a light-type monster you control attacks a monster, or when it's being attacked, you can go ahead and discard this bad boy. And then whatever monster your light monster is battling, Honest will go ahead and power up that monster by the attack point of the opposing monster. So, very good card. I remember when this used to be a 3. It made light decks really broken, especially light swarms. But it's still an awesome card. Like I said, it's fairly old, but it's an oldie but goodie. Next up, we have Hieratic Dragon of Nebthet. I wish I had at least 2 or 3, at least 2. This is part of the Hieratic engine that I use in this deck. Basically, you can go ahead and, let me see, you can special summon this card from your hand by tributing a Hieratic monster. Once per turn, you can tribute 1 Hieratic monster except this card from your hand or your side of the field. Target 1 monster your opponent controls and destroy that target. And like most Hieratic monsters, when this card itself is tributed, either for like a tribute summon or to activate a Hieratic's effect, that's kind of their thing. You can go ahead and special summon any Dragon-type normal monster and from your hand, deck, or graveyard. The only stipulation is its attack and defense will be dropped down to 0. But very good card. Like I said, it's a big part of this deck and the way it works, and we'll go ahead and get to that later. Next up, just another target for trade-in, which I only have 2. I wish I had 3. But it's also a good target for my Hieratics. Hieratic Seal, the Hieratic Seal of the Sun Dragon Overlord. So, he's in here too. We'll get to him later. Next up, we have, this is another monster I really wish I had 3 of, but I don't. Hieratic Dragon of Tefnuit. This guy is the Cyber Dragon of the Hieratic archetype. Basically, if you control no monsters and your opponent controls a monster, you can special summon this guy from your hand. In doing so, yeah, you can just set up a lot of plays. Obviously, when he's tributed, like most Hieratics, you can go ahead and special summon a Dragon-type normal monster from your hand, deck, or graveyard. The only stipulation, like I said before, is that that monster's attack is then dropped to attack and defense dropped to 0. So there you go. We're going to put him to the side because, like I said, I'm going to explain a little bit more about him later. Next up, I wish I had 3 of these guys. This guy's really cool. Hieratic Dragon of Esed. This guy's awesome. He can be normal summoned without a tribute. The only problem is his attack points drops to 1,000, but it doesn't really matter. Like the other, his special effect is you can target a Dragon-type normal monster on your field, and this guy's level will become equal to that normal-type monster dragon you've selected. So that's really cool. Tribute a Hieratic, special summon Blue Eyes, or an Alexandrite Dragon, Luster Dragon, whatever, it doesn't matter. Special summon one of those guys, make this guy's level equal to that monster, and boom, go for whatever XCs you want. So, really cool. And obviously, when he's tributed, you can special summon a normal-type dragon from your hand, deck, or graveyard with 0 attack and defense. So that's really cool. Next up, we have 3 Hieratic Dragon of Su. This guy's pretty cool. You can special summon him from your hand by tributing a Hieratic monster. That would trigger the Hieratic monster you tributed special effect. And then you can go ahead, once per turn, tribute another Hieratic monster from your hand or your side of the field in order to target a spell or trap card on your opponent's side of the field and destroy it. Also, when he's tributed, you can special summon a Dragon-type normal monster from your hand, deck, or graveyard with its attack and defense point set at 0. So, really great card. The only Hieratic I have 3 of, so I really like these guys. These guys make this deck so much awesome. So awesome. Much awesome. Anyway, Next up we have 3 White Stone of Legends. This is a really cool card. It's a level 1 tuner, dragon type, and whenever it's sent to the graveyard, doesn't matter how it gets there, whenever it's sent, you can go ahead and search your deck for a Blue Eyes White Dragon, add it to your hand. So, really cool card. Enjoy. Next up we have the Blue Eyes White Dragon. Big part of this deck. It's used to summon out our Blue Eyes Ultimate, various other things. It makes for great Xyz materials. There's a lot of level 8 guys, well, 2 level 8 guys we use in this deck. And overall, just a really old school card that's super awesome and very useful to this day. We'll get to him in a bit. Next up, we have 3 Alexandrite Dragons. These are basically the target for my Rescue Rabbit. I use the Rescue Rabbit, the Alexandrite Dragons, to go ahead and special summon stuff like my Queen Dragon June and my Starleech Paladynamo. When they put Rabbit at 1, I was really upset. I was like, man, I have 3 Starleech Paladynamos, and now I'm not going to be able to use 3 Starleech Paladynamos. But with the Heretic Dragon of Esset being able to copy the level of a normal type dragon monster, I can use 3 Starleech Paladynamos. So, and we'll get to the extra deck later. I just wanted to explain why those were in here for the rest of this deck. Put those over there. Put the Rescue Rabbit over there. Lastly, we have these. These are really just more stuff to send to the hand. Like I said, it's darkness metal fodder. I use them for tuning and for synchro summoning and other things, but these are really just here until I get cards from like the structure deck. This is Magna Drago. It's a level 2 dragon type tuner monster, and that's pretty much all you need to know about it. It's a decent card, but like I said, I'm really just kind of waiting until I can get the structure deck, 3 copies of it, and then I'll replace it with like Maiden of the Blue Eyes and Vanguard of the Dragon. I think that's what it's called, or Stormguard, or something like that. Alright, let's go ahead and get to the spells. First we're running a Dark Hole. Pretty standatory. Dark Hole, you play it, destroys all monster cards on the field. I don't think we need to explain that any further. I'm running 2 trade-ins. I really wish I had 3. I really need 3. Trade-ins, basically, you discard a level 8 monster, and then you get to draw 2 cards. Very good, makes the deck very fast. It'd be much faster if I had 3. But I don't. Actually, let's put those to the side. Next up, we're running 3 Dragon's Mirrors. You get a lot of dragons in the graveyard very quickly. With the Dragon's Mirrors, I can summon out Blue Eyes Ultimate. I'm also running 2 5-headed dragons, and that might seem like a bit much, and 3 Dragon's Mirrors might seem like a bit much, but it's really powerful, and it really works out. And I should have a Burial from a Different Dimension in here. I do have it, but I don't have it in this deck. Like I said, I'm really kind of waiting on adding certain cards until I get the structure deck, and then I can really beef this deck up. Anyway, we'll set that to the side as well. We only need to set 1 of each. Next up, we're running 3 Cards of Consonance. Cards of Consonance is a great card. You discard a Dragon-type tuner with 1,000 or less attack points, and then you get to draw 2 cards. Enough said about that. That's a pretty good card. Lastly, to round out the magic cards, we are running 3 Wingbeat of a Giant Dragon. This card is really good, and I found it very, very helpful. You can go ahead on your turn, special summon Tefnuit, play Wingbeat of a Giant Dragon, send Tefnuit back to your hand. The way Wingbeat of a Giant Dragon works is you target a level 5 or higher dragon monster you control, and you return it to your hand. In doing so, you can destroy all spell and trap cards on the field. So it's basically like a Heavy Storm, which got banned, but you need to target a level 5 or higher dragon. Like I said, special summon Tefnuit, play this card, turn it back to your hand, destroy all spell and traps. Special summon it again, go ahead and get whatever combos you need to get off, or you can just go ahead, if you tribute one of your Hieratics, get out your Blue Eyes or whatever. Blue Eyes with 0 attack points, not very great, and maybe you can't Xyz summon at the moment. Play a Wingbeat of a Giant Dragon, bounce it back to your hand, and it's got a lot of uses. So Put that to the side, and then lastly, to round out the entire deck, we are running one Return from a Different Dimension. This card is a really good card. Pay half your life points. You can special summon as many remove from play monsters that you have in your banished area. This is really good. You're in a tight spot, or maybe you're just going for game. You can special summon however many banished dragons that you have, or how many that you can fit onto your field. Go for some XZ summons, because at the end of the turn, this card will send all those monsters back to the graveyard. It also takes out half your life points, too, in order to activate this card. I don't remember if I said that or not. But just overall, very good card. It can be game-winning. It could help you win. It can be game-winning. So, yeah. Alright, let's talk about some of the combos and how this deck works. If you don't know how Hieratic's work, that's why I'm going to be doing this. If you do, and you don't, and you know this already, you can go ahead and obviously skip this or just cut to the end. So, let's say your opponent does their turn, plays a card face down, summons out their, say Leviathan Dragon or something. Special summon Tefnuit on your turn from your hand because you have no monster cards on your field. Then, because you got super lucky, go ahead, special summon Sue by attributing Tefnuit. This will activate Tefnuit's effect, and you'll get to go ahead and special summon your Blue Eyes White Dragon. And then go ahead and activate Sue's effect. Discard your Nebethet from your hand because, like I said, you got super lucky. And you got 3 Heretics in 1 draw. Discard him. Go ahead and special summon another Blue Eyes from your deck, and then then you can overlay the two. Get out your Heretic Dragon, Heretic Sun Dragon, Overlord of Heliopolis. Activate its effect. Detach an overlay unit. Tribute your Sue from your field. This will go ahead and it'll destroy a card on your opponent's side of the field. You can also tribute both from your hand and your field, so you can do a combination of the two, and you can get rid of more Hieratics that way. Like I said, you tribute your Hieratic Dragon of Sue. You do that, then you get to go ahead and special summon a normal type dragon from your hand, deck, or graveyard. Let's say you go ahead and special summon Alexandrite Dragon. You still haven't normal summoned this turn. You can go ahead and special summon you can normal summon a Alexandrite Dragon, and then go for 7,000 points of damage. Maybe, let me see, you got 4 dragons in the graveyard. Maybe you also activate something like Trade-In during your turn, or Cards of Consonance to send one of your Blue Eyes or other targets to the graveyard. That would give you more than 5 dragons in your graveyard, in which case you could go ahead, activate Dragon's Mirror, special summon a 5-headed dragon, I'll just put it there, go for game. I've been able to do that a lot on DevPro. It's been really fun. Like I said, this is a really cool deck. Hopefully that wasn't too confusing, but that's kind of how the deck works. Like I said, a big part of it relies on the Hieratic archetype and being able to, I don't know how to pronounce it, Heretic. Anyway, a lot of it relies on being able to tribute them, activate their effects, and just summon monsters like nobody's business. Let me see. I'm going to go ahead and we're going to do the extra deck next, and I'll explain a lot of the cards in there and how they're supposed to work. Okay, let's go back down here. Sorry about that. First off, we have Heretic Sun Dragon, Overlord of Heliopolis. Like I said, I'd like to have at least 2, but I don't. It is a rank 8 Xyz monster. It has 3,000 attack, 2,400 defense points. It's a dragon type. It takes 2 level 8 monsters to Xyz summon, and once per turn, you can detach 1 overlay unit from this card, tribute any number of monsters from your hand and or field, and or side of the field, minimum of 1, then destroy an equal number of cards on the field. So, like I said, it's just a good way to pop some of more of your Hieratics, get their effects off, and do some more damage. For those of you watching the video and are wondering why I don't have any level 6 Hieratic monsters, that's because I don't have Heretic Dragon Autumn, or Atom, however you want to pronounce it, that rank 6 Xyz monster. I don't have any of them. I do have the Luster Dragons and other things that I could be running, but I don't have Autumn or Atom, so that's why I'm not running it. Any level 6, any rank 6 or level 6. Next up we have 2 Thunder End Dragons. This card takes 2 level 8 normal monsters, which you can easily summon with this deck. Basically, Thunder End Dragon, it allows you to go ahead and detach an overlay unit, and then it destroys all other monster cards on the field, excluding itself. It's got 3,000 attack, 2,000 defense, and overall just a really powerful, really neat card, and it works very well with this deck. Next up, we have 3 Starleech Paladynamos. I absolutely love this card. One of my favorite Xyz monster. It is a rank 4 light type warrior monster. It takes 2 level 4 light attribute monsters in order to Xyz into it. Basically, you can go ahead and detach all of its overlay units, and in doing so, you can target an opponent's monster. That monster's effects are negated. Its attack points drop to 0, and yeah, just overall very powerful card. Also, when Starleech Paladynamo is destroyed, either by battle or by your opponent's monster or opponent's card effect, you can go ahead and draw an extra card. So really, it's in here to go ahead and stop super powerful monsters with really awesome effects, and it's also there for the extra draw power. Very good card. Next up, we have one. I really wish I had at least a second one of this. Queen Dragon Jin. It's a rank 4 Xyz monster with. It requires 2 level 4 monsters, and Dragon type monsters you control cannot be destroyed by battle except Dragon Queen Jin. Once per turn, you can detach 1 Xyz material from this card to target 1 level 5 or higher dragon monster in your graveyard. Special summon that target. It cannot attack during the turn it's special summoned, and its effects are negated. But overall, still a very great card. Allows for more Xyz spamming, and just one of my overall favorite monsters. Next up, we have cards like Red Dragon Archfiend. Not a whole lot to say. I did have some level 6s in here earlier. I took them out, but I guess I forgot to take out Red Dragon Archfiend. There are some ways to still summon into it, I guess. But basically, Red Dragon Archfiend, decent synchro monster. It takes one tuner monster, and 1 or more non-tuner monsters. It's level 8. It has 3,000 attack, 2,000 defense, and basically, when this monster, if this card attacks a defense position monster your opponent controls, destroy all defense position monsters your opponent controls. After damage calculation during your end phase, destroy all other monsters you control that did not attack during this turn. So overall, just a pretty big boss monster. It has potential to wipe the field, assuming that your opponent has nothing but defense monsters. Overall, just a very good card. It's good for the Xyz summoning, like I said. I've used it for Heretic Dragon, Sun Dragon Overlord, Heliopolis. It's good for Dragon Mirror target. Next up, we have a Stardust Dragon. I think everybody knows what Stardust Dragon does, but I'm going to go ahead and explain it anyway. It's got 2,500 attack, 2,000 defense. It's a level 8. Same conditions to summon it as Red Dragon Archfiend. While this card is out in the field, if your opponent would when a spell, trap, or monster effect is activated that would destroy a card or more, 1 or more cards on the field, you can go ahead and release Stardust Dragon, send it to the graveyard, and negate that effect and destroy that card. At the end of the turn, Stardust Dragon will be special summoned back to your field. However, if you summon Stardust Dragon through methods other than Synchro Summon, it will not be summoned back to the field. So, just, FYI. Next up, lastly, to round out the Synchro monsters, this is kind of like, I've been able to get them out with the Alexandrite Dragons and the Magna Dragos. It's Iron Chain Dragon. Basically, you can remove all Iron Chain monsters in your graveyard from play. This card gains 200 attack for each one removed. There are no Iron Chains in this deck, so it doesn't really matter. Until the end phase, oh yeah. When this card inflicts battle damage to your opponent, send the top 3 cards of your opponent's deck to the graveyard. It's a level 6, it has 2500 attack, 1300 defense. All it takes is a tuner and a non-tuner, and pretty easy monster to summon out. Pretty good effect. Takes out some of your opponent's deck, so it's not too bad. It won't be staying in here though once I get some Azure Eye Silver Dragons. Lastly, to round out the extra deck, we have 1 Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon and 2 5-headed dragons. Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon, you need 3 Blue Eyes White Dragons to summon it. That's why we have the Dragon Mirrors in there. 5-headed dragons, you need 5 different dragon type monsters to go ahead and, well, actually, they don't even need to be different. You just need 5 dragon monsters to special summon it. 5-headed dragon can't be destroyed by any monster other than a light attribute monster, and that's pretty much it. So yeah, that was my Blue Eyes Heretic Dragon deck profile. Wow, this video was really long. Like I said, I haven't done this in forever, so that's probably why it was really long. Thank you for watching. Again, I'm very, very sorry I haven't uploaded a video in a long time. Look forward to some, during Christmas, I'm going to be getting, hopefully, some new cards, and I'll be able to do more deck profiles, post up trade binders, because I'm sure I'll get stuff that I don't need, or maybe that I want to trade. So look forward to that. Other than that, this is the junksynchronhero signing off. Peace. Remember to rate, comment, subscribe, and peace out.